I never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
I'm not into politics, but I know what's right and what's wrong.
And what's wrong right now?
The way Trump is treating us and treating us poor people. I mean, it's bad because he's never been poor. He's always had that gold spoon in his mouth ever since the day he was born.
What would you tell him?
Go take a hike and let somebody else have a job.
It's diabolical that broke people, poor people, voted for somebody who was actually born into money.
Does America feel great again?
No, not at all. You know, I can get laid off tomorrow, then I'm pretty much homeless. Because, you know, you can't save now. Every dollar you have has to go to gas, groceries, bills, rent.
Does America feel great again?
Not in the way everyone wanted. With gas prices, and you can't afford to breathe at this point.
What does it feel like to be living in these conditions right now, in these economic conditions right now?
Hurt, very hurt. I try to do, sorry, I cried. I try to do a lot for my kids, and I can't do much.
It's hard, especially as a father, because you ain't got that extra cash to go and spoil your kids. So it's pretty difficult.
The middle class is definitely being affected. Yeah. Low class might as well, crawl in a hole because they can't afford anything. Drill, baby, drill just didn't go, I don't think.
You still can't beat inflation, no matter what. Well, it seems we never catch up, no matter what. We're always behind the 8 ball.
Annette Dombrowski is a 3-time Trump voter and a janitor at that Eastlake, Ohio plant. At the end of the month, on June 30th, she's going to be officially out of a job. MS Now reporter Alex Tebbett went to her house this week and asked her how she felt when she was laid off and whether she thinks Trump understands what she is going through.
I actually have panic attacks. I've had a couple this past week. And I get very emotional over it.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right. At this point, if you say that MAGA voters voted for Trump in order to make black people suffer, honestly, it wouldn't be further from the truth, because what today's episode is gonna prove is that they knew exactly what they were doing. The only reason they're coming out to regret right now is because it's affecting them one way or another.
Right. And what you'll realize in today's episode is that all these MAGA people, all these white people, they all have the same tone when they are speaking. But this is a situation where they usually say, especially here in Africa, our country, Kenya, we usually say, we have a Swahili saying that goes, mtego wa panya hushika wote waliemo na wasiemo. Translation of that is, when you trap a rat, it will catch every rat, not just that one rat you want to catch. So in this case,
it's gonna catch the guilty one and the
one who's not guilty. In this case, all these MAGA nuts are suffering just the same way they wanted black people to suffer.
Right. But guys, you don't want to talk a lot. Let's first watch what we prepared for you, and then we come back and talk about it. You can let us know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Also, consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Let's watch, and then we come back with our commentaries.
I really don't understand tariffs. Honestly, I just know they f***ed us up.
All we heard was drill, drill, drill during the election, and now all we're getting is drilled into the dirt with these prices.
If you could talk to President Trump directly right now, what would you tell him?
Should you want me to really say it on air? I say, you. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to any leader, but he's disrespectful to us, and he doesn't care.
What you just heard right there, those are all former Trump voters from right here in Ohio. And right now, they're souring on President Trump.
The average American is struggling to make ends meet right now. And nobody wants to hear the war's almost over. Nobody wants to hear it's going to get better. You've had a year to make it better at this point. Make it better. make America great again, right?
White working class voters propelled Trump to victory across the Midwest.
A vote for Trump is a vote to keep those manufacturing jobs in America and add a lot of jobs.
But for rank and file union members like Annette Dombrowski, whose factory is shutting down because manufacturing is moving to China, President Trump's campaign promises are ringing hollow.
Not proud of it, man enough to say it. I was one of those guys back in 2020, 2024, shit, even 2016 before I could vote. I was all for Trump. I was all for MAGA. I believed he was going to make America great again. I believed he was going to drain the swamp. I thought he was going to be different. He wasn't a career politician. And boy, was I wrong. My views didn't change. They still remain the same. I did fall for the deception, though, because I can't in good conscience support someone who's responsible for a pointless war where thousands of innocent lives are dying every single day. I can't support someone who mocked Christ on Easter. I sure as hell can't support someone who calls the people who want transparency on one of the most heinous and insidious acts in human history, the Epstein files, calls them liars and lunatics. He's probably a part of it himself. Can't support that. When it comes to politics, it's hard to even align myself with one of the parties because they're both being controlled by the same puppeteers at the top. So I was wrong. Not proud of it. Man enough to say it.
I never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
The past 2 years, Jim has been selling honey to the federal government, which then provides it to schools and food banks. But after Donald Trump took office, the USDA cut those programs suddenly as part of the federal government's effort to streamline spending.
For a lot of other local farmers around here, it was a major source of reliable revenue. For me, it's going to cost me around $150,000 a year.
$150,000?
Yeah, roughly 50% of my revenue.
That's a huge hit.
That's a massive hit.
We've got to support Trump or civilization will collapse. Those are quotes. And it's true. I'm calling for it right now. 25th Amendment, impeachment, whatever needs to happen to get this front and center, to get control of our country.
I've been very open with the fact that I will be supporting Trump. I'm completely embarrassed that I supported Trump in the past because of, the fact that he completely flipped on his entire base.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
I'm behind you. I never even wanted Trump to win until he was the only guy to vote for.
Dude, Trump is the fucking man. You guys ever meet Trump? You talk to him? No, you meet him and he's actually a solid fucking guy.
When you're at a Trump rally, you're like, oh, I could definitely see how Hitler happened. Like, I'm not fucking joking to you, dude. When you go to a Trump rally, it makes you question the sanity of everybody. If Trump said, go grab a gun and go do anything, they would fucking do it. They would fucking do it.
I know, it's a cult.
I became an active Trump supporter when they raided Mar-a-Lago.
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure. I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. It was not intentional.
It might be crass and it might be certain parts of it might feel, vulgar or whatever, but it is democratic to have people come out to speak directly to them.
To run as an America first and you're going to take care of America and then turn around and go, all of these things, daycare, Medicare, Medicaid, we have nothing to do with that. We're fighting wars. This is the greatest about face in political history that I have really ever seen.
Wow, they're actually seeing the error of their ways. What did they think, that this Israel first nasty island going president was going to be their savior? He was going to make America great again. If anything, he's going to make Israel great again, and then everybody's going to be debt slaves to the AI overlords and the tech billionaires. Congratulations. That's what you Republicans voted for. And Democrats, don't get too excited because there is a whole nother slew of problems coming with that other candidate. In all honesty, there's nothing anyone can do to save America. Not only has America not righted the wrong of the past, it refuses to stop oppressing blacks and Hispanics and natives.
Voted for President Trump.
Yes, sir.
Why did you vote for him?
Because I was an idiot. 80% of the evangelical Christian people were lied to, if you really want to know the truth, and that's exactly what happened. They said criminal, and I believe criminals need to be off the street.
I just want to make sure people watching this understand who you are.
My wife and I, when we don't work, we're ministers. We help the needy. That's what we do.
Tackett, a truck driver who voted for President Trump 3 times, says he's no longer a fan of the president.
He's backtracked on every single pitch point he had during his election, he's backtracking on. I think it was all smoke and mirrors during the second election. I think Trump is more concerned with getting even with his opponents this time around than he was looking out for the average Joe that supported him. And yeah, I'm just disappointed.
I'm not into politics, but I know what's right and what's wrong.
And what's wrong right now?
The way Trump is treating us and treating us poor people. I mean, it's bad because he's never been poor. He's always had that gold spoon in his mouth ever since the day he was born.
What would you tell him?
Go take a hike and let somebody else have a job.
It's diabolical that broke people, poor people, voted for somebody who was actually born into money, who's never had to pay a utility bill, buy groceries. If you notice a trend, a lot of older people, they're on fixed incomes like Social Security and disability. They voted for him. Yeah. And now they're in the FAFO phase. And at this point, I don't care. Do you? Drop your comments below.
In January, several Ohio factories announced plans to close, including this Conn-Selmer instrument plant in Eastlake, the one you can see there on your screen. The plant's billionaire owner, John Paulson, a close ally of Trump, I would note, offshored all of those jobs to China. Annette Dombrowski is a 3-time Trump voter and a janitor at that Eastlake, Ohio plant. At the end of the month, on June 30th, she's going to be officially out of a job. MS Now reporter Alex Tebbett went to her house this week and asked her how she felt when she was laid off and whether she thinks Trump understands what she is going through.
I actually have panic attacks. I've had a couple this past week, and I get very emotional over it. I don't want to work anymore, but I can't afford to retire.
Obviously, President Trump is immensely wealthy, has been wealthy since he was born.
Yeah.
Do you think he understands?
No. He hasn't lived it to understand it. He sees it, he has not lived it. He needs to live it. Wear the clothes, wear the shoes, wear your Walmart clothes, wear your Walmart shoes. Do your thrift store shopping. Don't eat steaks. I don't get to go out to dinner. It's not an overnight thing, but it's been 2 years now. You said you'd bring down the grocery prices. Literally, I must be the most angry person when I grocery shop because I buy the same things every week and I see it jump every week. It is not every couple months. It's literally every week.
Our reporter Alex Tebbett also spoke with another 3-time Trump voter, a man named Chris Tackett, a trucker from Ohio, who expressed deep frustration with Trump's broken promises.
When President Trump said he wasn't going to start foreign wars, when he said he was going to bring down prices, did you believe him?
Yeah. I mean, his first term, I think he held true to everything that he said he was going to do. I think he fought for everything he said he was going to fight for. This time around, I haven't seen it. He's backtracked on every single pitch point he had during his election. He's backtracking on. All we heard was drill, drill, drill during the election, and now all we're getting is drilled into the dirt with these prices. So I'm not a fan of him. I voted for Trump all 3 terms. To be honest with you, I'm not a big supporter of him at this point.
3-time Trump voter. I'm not a big supporter of him at this point, is what he had to say. Now, that Ohio voter also had another message for Trump.
If you could talk directly to President Trump, what would you tell him right now?
Get it together, man. The average American is struggling to make ends meet right now. And nobody wants to hear the war's almost over. Nobody wants to hear it's going to get better. You've had a year to make it better at this point. Make it better. Make America great again, right?
More than a year, to be exact. And there was also a 1-time Trump voter who had a more explicit message for Trump, which I think kind of encapsulates the buyer's remorse we've been seeing lately on a number of issues.
If you could talk to President Trump directly right now, what would you tell him?
Should you want me to really say it on air? I say you. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to any leader, but he's disrespectful to us, and he doesn't care. So.
He's disrespectful to us, and he doesn't care. That again, a guy who voted for Trump. Trump's disrespect for his own supporters is essentially destroying the coalition that put him in the White House to begin with. And it's not just voters he's pushing away, it's also Republican politicians who have loyally supported his agenda, sometimes embarrassingly loyal.
Robert, when you said you drank the Kool-Aid, what was it about President Trump that appealed to you initially, and what was it that made you break with him?
I mean, just seeing the lies. He put us in a war. The Strait of all Donald Trump wants right now is for a clean face. He wants the Strait of Hormuz open. Guess what? Before he went there, it was open, and the gas prices were beautiful. I mean, everything this man touches, he's putting up gold statues of himself. I mean, when are people going to wake up? Now, I drank the Kool-Aid. How did I drink the Kool-Aid? I can't even answer that. I don't know if it was those stupid rallies I went to, I got rid of my Make America Great Again hat, okay? I got rid of that. I can't even believe I wore that hat. So that's where I'm at.
Annette Dombrowski is a 3-time Trump voter and a janitor at that Eastlake, Ohio plant. At the end of the month, on June 30th, she's going to be officially out of a job. MS Now reporter Alex Tebbett went to her house this week and asked her how she felt when she was laid off and whether she thinks Trump understands what she is going through.
I actually have panic attacks. I've had a couple this past week. And I get very emotional over it. I don't want to work anymore, but I can't afford to retire.
Obviously, President Trump is immensely wealthy, has been wealthy since he was born.
Yeah.
Do you think he understands?
No. He hasn't lived it to understand it. He sees it, he has not lived it. He needs to live it. Wear the clothes, wear the shoes, wear your Walmart clothes, wear your Walmart shoes. Do your thrift store shopping. Don't eat steaks. I don't get to go out to dinner. It's not an overnight thing. But it's been 2 years now. You said you'd bring down the grocery prices. Literally, I must be the most angry person when I grocery shop because I buy the same things every week. And I see it jump every week. It is not every couple months. It's literally every week.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about this episode in the comment section. Yeah, when these people are talking about the disappointment they're facing right now, a lot of them have words to tell their very good President Trump, and the words they have are not so kind. Yeah, and some of them are really feeling the effects of the economy, especially because their jobs right now are under threat. The policies that their president has put forward is affecting them, and not in a positive way. Remember, when Trump,
most of them don't even know what policies mean.
Right.
They only know that the policies are affecting them because of what they've heard on the internet.
Yeah, there's a lady who came forward talking about how she didn't know or understand what a tariff is or what it meant. What she knows is that it wasn't good for her, right?
Right. And when scientists come out to study the brains of MAGA nuts, when scientists say that most of the people who voted for Trump weren't well educated, people used to say, oh, they're being abused, it's an insult. But this is a clear indication of how people who voted for Trump, not all of them, but most of them, where they're at in terms of critical thinking and research.
Right. What I'm wondering though is that how are you able to secure a job if your level of education really does not speak volumes to the kind of positions you get in these companies or factories, right? Because she is an older citizen, and for her to be able to have supported herself that far, it means she was getting jobs, or she got a good job that she was able to stay at, right?
But I also understand how they're able to get jobs. If you are white, you are right.
That is true. You have the right kind of skin color in order for systems to work for you in America, And there was a day we did an episode about how we were trying to explain the psychology of MAGA women when they were voting for Trump, right? And out of those clips we played, some of them said they just voted for Trump because he aligned with their religious views.
And when not only that, but they also wanted to punish black women
because they literally did not have any good reason they could say they voted for for Trump. One would either say, I voted Trump because my husband supports him, so you as an individual do not have a mind of your own. So right now you're coming outside to cry that these policies are affecting you, and you didn't think about what voting for that candidate would mean in the long run when it comes to healthcare, how it would affect you as a woman and your daughters in the family, right?
Right, and most of them do these things without thinking long term what will happen, because these are the very, very same group of people, especially white women, white Republican women, not all of them, but most of them. They want a law to be passed whereby women will stop voting and their husbands will be voting on their behalf. Right now, they're really championing for that ideology with their full chest, but they're the very, very same people later on in future. It won't even be long, just like it is not long since they voted Trump and then they started regretting. They started regretting it instantly, right? So they will also vote for their rights to vote to be taken away, and they're the very, very same people who will be coming onto the internet and complaining why they still need their voting rights.
Right. Keep in mind, guys, there's an older woman in the clips who had specs, and she was talking about how Trump does not know what Trump is doing to them poor people is wrong, and what she knows when wrong is wrong, and she knows what Trump is doing to them is wrong.
The biggest question is why didn't she know between right and wrong before she even voted for Trump?
That's
because
a good
people
question,
were listening
right?
to Trump's policies versus Kamala's policies when they were campaigning.
Right. I saw another video of a Black American who was talking about how if you as a woman right now are regretting your vote because you chose to vote for Trump and you couldn't see what was right in front of you, despite even the Black American community warning you. And she said, if you're that type of woman, then you have to know, because you allowed yourself to be tricked by Donald Trump, who is as obvious as daylight, then she would really be interested in looking at your personal choice for a personal man, because how many things are you being lied to at home, and it was quite an interesting take, because her comment section was going well with a lot of people agreeing with her, because Trump is not even like someone who is very close to you, who you would lie to you like that, and you not see through the cracks,
Right, and I don't understand how these people were so hypnotized by Trump to an extent where they wanted to believe in something so bad that they voted against their own interests. Because I've heard one man here saying that where he was at in life when he was still supporting Trump, if Trump would have ordered everybody to carry a pew-pew, he'd be the first one in line. And now he understood why Germany acted the way it did during the time of that crazy president. I don't want to say his name, but that crazy president. So
his
he was
name
saying
starts
that
with a H.
He starts with a H, and over in Easy, he's not really liked. Anyway, back to the topic. So I don't understand how people could be so hypnotized by Trump to a point where they didn't see when they were voting against their own rights, to an extent where when people call MAGA nuts a cult, right now I'm honestly beginning to see why they are being referred to as a cult.
Right. Personally, I really have no problem with people supporting
whoever they want,
leaders, but don't do it blindly. You have to have a good reason. Don't just go with the crowd, because that means you're failing yourself and the people around you. And this is a good example, because right now it's too late to try and
change anything
or reach out to Trump to try and get his sympathetic side to come out. Because if you say that he should try living like the poor people in order for him
that
to
will never happen.
It will never happen. He can't relate. He will never relate.
All right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode down in the comment section. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.